How are you doing? I trust that you're doing well. I know that you're blessed. The Lord has brought you this far. He is amazing. There's a reason why you are here. There's a reason why you are here, and you ought to rejoice and thank God because He has found it fit for you to be here at this particular time to do something that only you can do. And so I want to speak to somebody about, the conditions that we are, all of us. It don't matter who you are or where you come from. We have had conditions in our lives that have demanded for us to be maintained at a certain level because there is the issue of humanity. We are all born in sin, and that is why all of us, no one escapes. We have had conditions in our lives that, in the normal aspect of life, we have had to be maintained. When you think about Blind Bartimaeus, for example, this is a guy who woke up in the morning every day and went to beg. Probably somebody had to, people had to take shifts taking him to wherever he was going, or, because somebody had to lead him there, or probably he had a stick like they do have today. I don't know. Probably he had a dog like they do have today to go wherever he was supposed to go. I don't know. All that I know is that his work was, to get up in the morning and go sit down somewhere and be at the masses of people. He was being maintained by these people who used to, put some change for him. And it looks so normal, and you're thankful when people are helping you. Every time he had somebody throw some money there, he would be very appreciative. But deep inside himself, because Blind Bartimaeus, had ears, he used to listen. He used to listen and he used to hear what was going on, and he knew that people were getting healed. He knew that there were people who are receiving sight. Just like us, we have gone through some conditions in our lives, and we have had, fortunately, and we thank God for the people who have brought us the gospel, because we heard about Jesus. We heard about Jesus, and then when we heard about Jesus, our conditions never went. Even though we knew he was out there, healing people. Here we are, we have not met with him. So we are still living in our conditions, even though we know that he heals. We even know that he has healed so many people. Knowing that he has done it does not mean that we get healed. And there is a difference. And that is why I'm talking about this, because if we maintain our lives at the level of being maintained by the human aspect of the way they look at things, because they will tell you, if you're a woman, this is all you can do. If you're a man, this is what you can do. If you're this is what you can do, and that you're maintained. And you thank God even when they give you some privileges, or so they think, to allow you to do something that probably women don't do, or something like that. There's so many limitations that the humanity has put us under. But there is one thing that we do know, that there is one who came and he has untied everything. We know about it. But what I'm trying to why I'm speaking this is I'm trying to speak to somebody who knows that deep inside themselves that there is more to what you're doing. There is more to what you're doing right now. There is more to what you're doing. It may look like, normally this is what people do. When you come to the US, this is what you do. When you're living in Kenya, this is what you do. When you're living in Shags, or when you have this or you don't have this is what you do. And there are those definitions and descriptions about what we are supposed to do, and it is seen to be very normal. And we kind of just live there, But I am speaking to the people who know there is more to this. There is more to this. And I want you to do what Blind Bartimaeus did. Because when one day he heard Jesus was passing by, and I'm speaking this to tell you that Jesus is passing by today in your life. As you hear me, as you hear my voice, know that Jesus is speaking to you to tell you that he's come to set you free, to heal you from that place where you have been maintained for so long, that now you need to see, you need to do things for yourself. You need to be able to know that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And so if you're tired of being maintained at a certain level, this is for you. You need to cry out to Jesus because he's passing by. You need to cry out to Jesus because he's passing by. He's passing by your way. And he's saying, if you want to see, what do you want? I want to see. What do you want? You want this, or you, whatever it is that you want, tell him. Don't be afraid. You know, you have the attention of Jesus Christ, the one who made heavens and earth. You have the attention of the King of Kings. Speak and don't be afraid. Speak to him and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to say that you want something bigger than yourself. Don't be afraid to say that you, because he's the one who put that in you anyway. But he wants you to, he wants to see whether you can actually come to him and tell him, okay, I've been feeling it. I've known there is something. I've known it. I've known it. I've known it. I've known that, you know, I'm more than what people have told me. I've known that there is more in me than what I have even, you know, banked myself into, you know. And now that you're here, I want that. I want that. I want that. However big it is, however, you know, crazy it is in whoever that you know, thinks that, not, you know, who says blind people can see. You know, if you have gone to all the hospitals and they could not do anything, you know, everybody thinks that that's all, that's it, you're gone case. But I'm telling you, if you know that you have known that there is something greater or more than your life than what you're doing right now, this is your time. You need to step into it. You need to ask God to give you everything that it takes to do what you need to do. And once you get it, I guarantee you, you will be speaking the way I do, or the way many people who have been healed, or who have been lifted, or who have been put in places where they kind of knew, but they never understood how even great it was or how big it was. So I just want to speak that to you. Don't settle. Don't live in that maintenance level. Don't allow the world to dictate to you where you need to be or what you need to be doing. Don't allow that. Because as much as, you know, everybody tends to think that, you know, it's okay and you should be grateful for what you have, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing and because you didn't create that. It is in you. It is in you. God put it in you. That's why you're not able to settle like everybody else. That's why you're not able to do things like everybody else. You try this and it doesn't really even work. Because there is a place that you need to go. There is a place that you need to go. You know, but Maya was not the only blind person in that place. But he knew, he had and he knew and he wanted it so bad that he was desperately calling on Jesus. And so this is what I'm speaking to you about. You know, you got to be desperate about the things that you know are inside of you. You know you have believed that you can see. Even though the doctor said that you cannot. You know you have believed that you can do something so great. Something so great. You know it within your heart. And that is why things have been the way they have been. So go ahead. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because the Master is waiting on you. He's actually waiting on you. You may think that you've been waiting on him, and surely you've been waiting on him, but he's on your way. He has come on your way. Now he's waiting on you. What do you want from Jesus? Speak it, and it shall be. The Lord bless you. I love you so much, and the Lord loves you so much.